Speaking about Frankel here, this is Frankel. I'm sorry. Zunz is this is Zunz. This is Zunz. Anyway, you'll find most of this material in Rudowski. You can pick it up there. In 1834, he studied the sermon to see if that was an intrinsic element. 1843, he studied the prayer, but mainly he felt that these were edifying and inspiring rituals that were essential to Judaism, outward reminders of abstract ideas, and that Jews shouldn't just barter for their rights. They are entitled to these anyway. I think that's a much more self-respecting approach, and that's what gives rise to this third school, Frankel, 1801 to 1875, the historical school. So I told you he was born in Prague. He studied in Hungary, and Rudowski goes into great detail on Frankel, Zachariah Frankel. He did studies of the Septuagint, the Mishnah, and so on and so forth. He was pretty influenced by the Romantic movement. And again, he's one of these people, I think, that you had to follow the Volksgeist, but you couldn't interfere with some of the eternal principles of Judaism. In any event, let's see. For him, there was a mystical and romantic Volksgeist. And this, for him, developed into what we now call the historical school. And for him, the Vox Dei were the Vox Populi. Vox Dei is the voice of God, Vox Populi is the voice of the people. The voice of the people are the voice of God. The Jewish people are the final arbiters of what is going to be considered the zeitgeist, if you like. They are the source of law and tradition. Now, his student was a person called Solomon Schechter. Let's see, one more pen before I want to just finish this up because we want to get this stuff before the exam here. His student was a person called Solomon Schechter. Solomon Schechter was, I think, also from Romania. In any case, he went to England and became the reader in rabbinics at Cambridge University. Solomon Schechter also thought that the congregation of Israel was the arbiter of all change. Something like the evolution of rabbinic thought. You had to look at the living tradition. The Hebrew Messianic hope, etc., of these kinds of future events were foundations of the positive historical Judaism. They defined Judaism in national ethnic terms. Judaism for these people, Schechter and Frankel, really was the religion of the Jews. That's what Judaism was. Schechter's dates, by the way, are 1847 to 1916. He is extremely important because at the time he was reader in rabbinics at Cambridge, the Cairo Geniza was found. This is in the 1890s, 1897. This is one of the hidden manuscripts from the Middle Ages were found. He went to Cairo as a scholar of rabbinics from Cambridge, read all this material, brought it all back to Cambridge. Because he became so famous, he was invited to America. And he became the first president of the Jewish Theological Seminary in New York. And he basically founded conservative Judaism in America. So out of all this thinking, Geiger and his associates went on to be the founders of Reform Judaism in America. Krugman, Zunz, Frankel, Schechter, developed the traditions of the positive historical school, which went into what we call the reaction to Reform Judaism, which was, so conservative Judaism is not a reaction to Orthodox Judaism. It's a reaction to Reform Judaism. But still it's an attempt to apply historical principles, but not throw the baby out with the bathwater. I think this is why conservative Jews are more comfortable in their religious expression. But again, I'm not sure which is the, I think more people are Reform Judaism has now moved towards the direction of conservative Judaism. I don't know which is finally the inspiring Judaism that will move new generations and move forward in the future. I'm not sure that that's been written yet. I'm not sure it's ever going to be written. But that's where things stand at the moment in terms of religious development among the Jews. Nothing has moved very far forward from these positions, except that Reform Judaism has moved a little bit back towards conservative Judaism. Having said that, what about our exam? Sorry to give you unpleasant things, but we'll have 2 out of 3 questions. I will have 6 or so, like I usually do, short identifications, just to keep you on your toes. You bring in your note cards. You can bring in your, the source book is okay, but I don't think, well, if you want to bring Rudevsky in, just don't copy from him, please. If you have some things, I'd rather you put Rudevsky on note cards. If you have something you want from Rudevsky. I think it would be healthier for you and all of us. So, because otherwise we just start copying stuff out of Rudevsky, and that's not a good idea. Okay, so what we're going to have is something to do with the historical backgrounds that I covered, which was a long discussion from prehistory through the Middle Ages up to the condition of Jews in the ghetto on the eve of emancipation. That will be some area of one question. I can't do exactly what, I haven't even decided yet. How can I tell you? Another question will be on the emancipation from the ghettos, and particularly the literature of people like Mendelssohn. Dispute with, who was that minister that he disputed with? Dome was on his side. The other minister, Lavater, the Lavater letter and stuff like that I read you. So these are things that we might, and of course a philosophical description, if you like, descriptions of philosophy of Mendelssohn's work and what it means and so on. And then finally this material section. This further extension of Mendelssohn into Reform Judaism, into Science of Judaism school, into the reaction of the historical school, and what we now call conservative Judaism. So that is a third area that I would ask you to express yourselves in. So 2 out of 3 of those is what you'll have to do. Any questions? That's it, kiddos. Sorry to keep you. Oh, I don't care. Well, just make it, don't big, huge sheets of paper, okay?